Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Team Apprentice Parents reporting for Cape Town.
Yay.
It's first time we've ever been. Oh, we've been with the kids before,
No, not Skesa, not with both.
not with both.
Yeah.
So
First time with 2 kids on a plane all the way down to Cape Town. So we'll check in with our sanity and you guys later.
see you now. Ciao.
Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free.
I've got sunset cream, but I don't have your hat, so I'm sorry.
So tell me, what's so special about where we just arrived now at the
The
Spice
Spice
Route?
Roots wine farm, it's very deceiving because it hasn't got anything to do with spices.
Oh.
It's actually a wine farm. And just heard amazing things about it. Lots of recommendations from friends who live here.
For kids.
For kids,
Yeah.
lots of space, lots of different restaurants. So we're gonna go check it out and see what it's like.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
So you can see that the whole of Stellenbosch town itself is actually the whole university. I think the whole university or the whole town surrounds itself by the university, which makes it quite unique in terms of schools and varsities in South Africa. And
Just reminiscing some more.
beautiful out there, huh?
It's the most special place. It's the
Mommy?
most special place.
So we're outside Kelly's old res. Kelly was a party animal in her days.
It's called Mooi Meisiesfontein because all the pretty girls came here.
So we're here in Stellenbosch. We took a quick stop by. Kelly went to university here in the town, and this is where she stayed for 3 years, I think,
2 years in Res and 1 year in a house down the road. But
down the road.
4 years at varsity in total. Best time of my life. Best time of my life, except for being married to you.
So does it bring back good memories?
So many good memories. I have flashbacks just looking at this place. The first day I walked in here. Good friends. It makes me want to cry actually
Why?
because it's just it was such a special time, and you almost like don't appreciate it as much as you should when you're there. But there are so many memories
Yes.
attached to being here. It's crazy actually.
It's obviously so
many
quiet
things.
now because of the holidays, but
Yeah, it's so quiet. I'd love my kids to come back here one day if it's still okay. It's just, oh man, such a special place to go to varsity. Oh, it makes me emotional.
So on tonight's menu we have Demistal. That's a Sauvignon Blanc, 2018. Yeah, quite nice for summer. Yes, this is yours.
Comparing chats.
Cheers. Tonight's question is, how soon after you get married should you have children? And for those viewers out there, we're pretty open-minded and quite liberal. We're not saying you have to be married before you have kids. It's just that was the way that we preferred to do it, for our personal reasons.
Yeah.
But I guess the question really is around, once you've kind of bonded together, how soon do you have children?
Also depends if you've lived together before you got married or not. So like Chris and I are saying, we're not judging at all. In fact, we lived together before we got married. I think you have a lot to learn about each other if you haven't lived together and you get married and then you move in together. So give yourselves time to figure that stuff out. Saying that we had our biggest fights as soon as we got married, even though we had lived together.
Yes.
So getting married definitely changes the dynamic. So I'd say give yourselves a year or two just to settle into your marriage, time-wise.
So maybe to kind of answer your question or where your thoughts are, is to really, before you have any kids, just give yourself enough space to get to know each other first and not to fight over the small things. Because, so personally for me, a lot of people believe that when you get married and very similar like children, it may fix things.
Yes.
And it actually doesn't do that.
Right.
All it does is it just kind of shines this big microscope on what is already there.
Yeah.
So, and that happens in marriage and even more so with children as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that strong foundation in place,
Don't do it.
Well, yes, it's just going to magnify, it's just going to get bigger. So those little things that were bugging you when you were maybe kind of dating, they're just going to be 100% all up in your face.
Yeah. If you think kids are going to fix your marriage,
yes,
you're wrong. It's not going to happen. Kids don't bring you closer together. In many ways, it makes everything a lot harder. In fact, you have less time for each other. You're strained and tired and going through a lot. It's a wonderful thing to have a family with someone that you really love, but it doesn't bring you closer together in a sense, actually. In fact, you've got to work harder to stay together when you've got kids than you do when you don't. So if you think a little baby is going to bring harmony to the family, like Chris says, it's actually going to make things harder. So
I don't know if it makes it harder. I think what happens is that, well, let's put it this, it makes things more obvious. So for me, it's the things that you love about that person, as well as the things that you might bug you about that person. And when you were not married or you didn't have children before that, it was just something you might be like, it's okay, it's not that big a deal, but meanwhile it kind of itched at you a little bit.
And you will default to those things when you're under stress.
Yes,
and when you have
and
a
then when the
baby.
kids come along, and then you don't have these moments to have the glass of wine or to travel and just to give yourself that space.
Yeah.
If you haven't built up that core foundation of time to get to know and appreciate one another, or at least get to know a lot more good things than bad, because we're all human, we're not perfect. So you want to at least build up, I guess, your mental memory bank of 99% of good memories.
Reasons why I love this person.
Yes, because when you have children, your natural human instinct is to always go to that 1%. What bugs you, what bugs you. And if you don't have that history with that person, before you have the children, you're just gonna find, you're gonna find more and more things that's just gonna irritate you about that person,
And knowing that they're gonna leave one day, and that's all that's gonna be left is just you guys. So you want to be in a position when you have kids that when they leave, you remember what it is just to be the two of you and how wonderful it is and how important that relationship is. And the kids are amazing and they bring so many different dynamics to your family, but the core is the two of you, and that's the most important relationship that you've got to keep throughout kids. And when they go, you've got to default back to that foundation that was laid right in the beginning. If that's not strong in the beginning, you're never going to be able to go back to that when they're not there anymore. So your relationship's got to be one up on the kids coming into the family at every single step. So
Yeah.
you've got to keep tanking up your own relationship in relation to the kids also growing into your life as well.
So even though we had Adam, we got pregnant 18 months in, huh?
No, Chris forgets.
Oh, I
I was. We got
Yeah.
married in the September. I was pregnant by the following March, so we didn't
Oh,
even give
really?
ourselves 6 months. In fact, I was very
Ah.
much pregnant at our first wedding anniversary. No, you forget.
Oh, really? I always thought it was like 18 months.
So
See, but-
yes, Chris and I didn't do what we are saying.
So maybe
we should
speaking
have
to,
done.
but speaking into the thing that if you do have kids, it's like, we can totally always understand why people have two, because you very forget the pain, even though when you're in it,
Yes.
it's really stressful, it's really hectic, but
Yeah.
like after a while, you do forget the pain. So yeah, like I thought it was like 18 months.
No, we didn't have very much time together. And I mean, obviously we love our kids. They're, so important to us. But personally, I definitely would have liked to have done a little bit more before we had them. Just because life has just changed so drastically since we've had them. And
Yes.
it's just, this whole thing about kids fitting into your life, it's rubbish. Like they rule the world when they're tiny. Like the world revolves around them. For lots of reasons. And every family is different. But we didn't get a chance. We haven't had a chance yet to really travel together, just the
So
two
we're
of
kind
us.
of doing it now.
Yeah,
So that's, and you guys get to share.
we're
too.
starting now, getting out, but the kids are with us, so we don't get to do everything that we would like to do. And I definitely would have liked to get in at least 1 or 2 overseas trips with you before. We went overseas on our honeymoon, and that's all we've done ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so hopefully we'll get back into that. But that's our journey, I suppose.
And I think why it's important that we kind of like share this with you if you're considering, if you don't have kids yet and you're considering when to have kids, it's some kids you're going to meet probably of your friends, they're really easy, some are really difficult. At the end of the day, having kids is a blessing.
But you just don't know what your cards are yet. So
Yes.
your cards could be very different to what you expect, and you've got to roll with it because you can't give them back. They're there. They come and they're there.
It's like kind of like, I don't know if you ever played Texas Hold'em.
No.
I mean, you get 2 cards which are yours, but then you get
Yes.
they put down 5 cards on the table and how you match yours to the 5 on the table. So I think
Yeah.
maybe life's
A
kind
little
of
bit
like
like
Texas,
Texas
a little bit
Hold'em.
like
Yeah.
Texas Hold'em.
Totally. Yeah.
So you know what I mean, you got to make the best combination of what you've got, of your strengths,
Yes.
and what
Yeah.
everyone else has got on the table.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we haven't. I mean, we've got 2 gorgeous kids, but they've both got their stuff, their challenges, like everybody has, and we're only getting back into getting out and doing stuff really now that they're a little bit older. But like I says, you forget the pain and then you do it again. You have number 2.